So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So today I'm going to at least do one flower for this part because last time the flower took an hour, so depending on the amount of time, depends on how long I may spend. I may try and do a second part with the second flower. I'm not sure. I'm just going to work through things and try and do what I can for Christmas, since Christmas is coming up. And yeah, I want to, shall we say, try and achieve some stuff to have a few videos coming out every now and then over Christmas. So yeah, so you'll notice I've started a tester here. I didn't get quite as much white in that spot as I wanted, but it was a smallish space, so what can you do? We're continuing with our Derwent Inktense pencils with World of Flowers today, and I'm going to work on some other parts as well over time. So I'm going to try and do some Magical Jungle. I'm going to try and do some fairy tales, some Medusa if I can. Pretty much I've finished off Millie Marotta's Lion, as you would have noticed from posting it last night. But yeah, so anyway, I'm just going to do the best I can and hopefully it'll all work out. So we're going to start in with our Derwent Inktense Deep Violet, and we want to just anywhere where there's shadows, so like overlay things on top or any of that, trying not to go too much into those little, shall we say, underneath areas here, which I just did a bit. Trying not to go too much into those because we don't want to overtake those with the colours or anything. And just basically we are outlining what we want with Deep Violet, and I'm not worrying too much about doing the blending sections right now because I will blend them in more as we go, kind of thing, just because of the amount of space in these ones, because there's less space. So I said I'm not worrying too much about the having to have the blending line, because being watercolor they will blend anyway themselves. And we're doing the purple around these little petal bits too. And hang on, just a minute, I just need to find some music, so I'll be back in a minute. So hey everyone, we're back. So we're going to continue here with our Derwent Inktense Deep Violet, and we're going to continue doing our little shadow areas around here. I decided on a bit of Christmas music. So I'm basically just anywhere where there's shadows, like under petal leaves or around these little stemmy areas or any of those, I'm just putting the Deep Violet around them. I'm trying not to go in the other areas, but it's happening at times. and there's our deep violet. Next we want to go in with our fuchsia. We want to bring that over those colours as well and up a bit. As you noticed, I didn't do the blending area because we've got such small space, and being watercolour they will mix for us, so you can mix it once you got the water on. Oops. Oops. Trying not to go into those little circle areas if you can avoid it, but I have. So we're sort of going for more of our pinky tones here. Okay, and that's our fuchsia. Next we want to come in with our Carmine Pink by Derwent Inktense, and we want to bring that, I'm not necessarily worried about bringing it over all the colours, but we do want to bring it in some spots and try and leave a bit of white areas for our white Inktense pencil if we can. And we might want a little bit of like lighter shadow areas on this one just to allow for better blending between the white and this colour, even though we'll probably get some of it with the when we're blending it with the water. We'll probably sort of mix the colours a bit, but I still want a chance to have that bit of blending there between the white, because it's such a different colour to the pink kind of thing, so it's bound to stand out more. So filling in any little small holes between the fuchsia and the other areas as well. And then lastly, we want to come in with our antique white. And we want to bring that over where we've done our little light shadows as well as the rest of the area. But not over all the pinky tones, shall we say, just those outer edges areas more. There we go. Now what we want to do is bring in our Microdon number 2 paintbrush with water and just damp brush, so just brush off bits of the water on your hand if you have too much on the brush, and then we're just slowly easing it in per the colours kind of thing. So I'm trying to do the pinks and then add the purples into it, but if I have to, I will bring some other, some bit more watery sort of area in to blend it a bit more, but just very light sort of touches of things. So oops, trying not to go over things too much like I've done there. And we do this for each little area of our Derwent Inktense. And working quickly because it can dry quite fast when you're working with a damp brush. And now with the ones with more of the whitey pinks, we want to work that whitey pink in first before blending it down into the other colours. So this is the way we're getting our bits of light areas on the outsides of the petals. It is. And the way we're also getting our shadows into there. And I've had a few people asking about do I prefer a paintbrush to a water brush? Well, I haven't really used a water brush, but from what I've seen, because I can't find water brushes in my area because I'm in a regional area that doesn't really stock them or keep them stocked. But it's also, from what I've seen, the water brush, you have less control over the amount of water that comes out of it. Whereas with the paintbrush, I feel I have a lot more control over the amount of, I guess, water, how it dries, all of those things. And so for me personally, I don't think I would use the water brush. I prefer a paintbrush just because of the fact that it allows me to have a lot more control over the effect that I want, and it stops any chances of getting bleed through to the back of this image. So I have had no bleed through whatsoever with the way I've been doing it with the paintbrush. But I have noticed people that use the water brush, with videos I've watched, they do end up with that bleed through that I am not getting currently. So I think for me personally, I prefer a normal paintbrush to the water brush because I just feel I have a lot more control over what I'm doing with the paintbrush. I do. And I just prefer the method of using the paintbrush to a water brush, even though I haven't used one. But I've just seen way too much water and stuff come out with the water brush, which is not what I want to happen with this piece, because that's when you get the bleed through and all of that. So for me, I feel I am much better off sticking with just my paintbrush and working on it there, because I just feel I do have a lot more control over it than I would with the water brush. But that's just me. Some people might prefer a water brush, but for me, I don't. I would much prefer using my normal brush because, yeah, the control factor and being able to control more the amount of water that comes out without so much worry about maybe it getting out too much water and all of those sorts of things. So I just feel, for me, I have a lot better options and more control and more choices with the way I do things by using a normal paintbrush. So I hope that explains a bit why I'm using the normal paintbrush. So I'm just going to pause there for a minute anyway, and I'm going to work out, I think I'm going to do these little circle areas the same as the center area, but I just want to work out the colours I'm roughly going to do because some will probably have more colours than others. So I'm just quickly going to work that out, and then I will be back and we will continue on. So hey everyone, I'm back. So I've kind of worked out what I'm going to do for these areas. So first we're going to need our deep violet, and we just want to put in a little bit on our like little end areas here, so not the pointy area but more the round area, and we just want a little squiggle of that there, because leaving a decent amount of white space, because we do have more colours I intend to add. As you'll see here, this is a rough suggestion of what I've done right here. You probably can't see that too well, I'm not sure, but yeah. This one will probably be more dark because of the fact that it's got that purple outline on the top area where the petal's coming over it. And then for these inside ones, I also got my cardboard because I realised I didn't have my cardboard on the back. But I just want to, we're going to do something different for the bits that are slightly behind the other areas. But for these other bits, we just want a bit of purple around these edges, heading towards the centre or our deep violet. that's the case for all of these ones. And then the big center one is going to be slightly different too. And then this side we're just going to have this sort of, because our light source is sort of coming from this area, we're going to have it just around this bottom bit here. Then what we want to do, and this isn't going to be for every part, this is just going to be for these parts and the center part, we want to bring in our fuchsia. And we just want to bring that in a little bit on this, leaving room for other parts as well. Whoops, that was too much on that side. And that one. I was trying not to leave too much because I've still got 2 more colours to go on these little bits yet. Trying not to use too much, I mean, not leave too much. I was trying to leave a decent amount for those bits. And then in the centre, we want a bit of that in the centre there. We also want to add this into the back bit, and I will show you the other colour we're adding into that as well. So, just where you can visibly see the back bits of the flower. The other bits we'll just cover over with the pencil colour from the circles, where we can't visibly see it. And then to solve that, just for that, to finish that centre bit, we're going to do bright blue. That's just for these little areas. We're just putting the fuchsia over. We want to put a bit of bright blue in those spots. We do. So it's going to create the depth for the back of those areas. Where we can find it, and then just for these areas, not for the main circle, we're just going to use our Scarlet Pink, and we're going to just fill in all these little circles with our Scarlet Pink, because they aren't going to fit much in the way of colours in there. And I'll show you the rest of the areas in a minute. And then I'm just gonna, we also use some of our Scarlet Pink just to create a little bit more of a light shading up here bring it over all those colours on each of these areas, trying not to fill up the whole space because I've still got one more colour to come in yet. But some spots, well, it's not going to fit like I want. And then lastly, we want to bring in our Tangerine, and we want to just bring that over the rest of those colours, except for those little centre circles that we just filled up a bit. And this circle we do want the Tangerine in. And then we want to bring in our Mikado number 2 water brush with just damp water on it. And I'm just going to start with these little areas first, because they aren't, I don't know how particularly they're going to turn out. They might turn out a bit different and random for all of them because of the way the colours have gone on and stuff like that. They might all. So they're all kind of laying down a bit differently to each other. And I'm just quickly going to do this center one as well, just to make it easier, so that I'm not worrying about accidentally blending colors into that spot. Whoops, and that was too much water. I'm just going to quickly look and see. No, I don't think it's bled. I don't think it has. Doesn't mean it hasn't, but I don't think it has. And I'm just not going to worry too much about blending all the colours off these because they're all mixing up funny ways anyway and all slightly different, so I'm just going to do them all at once kind of thing. They were meant to have sort of a bit of a light source area, but it's hard to get that with these little areas unless you do just the one tone, and I don't like to do that. So it's not quite as bright as I was hoping for, but it's what you can do with the small spaces. It's the same as this one kind of thing. It's still got the colours there. It does. Now we want to come into these little ones here, trying not to have too much water on the brush again. And you want to brush it off after each one of these. And I'm coming from light to dark as well. nearly had too much water there. I think I might have still had that, but I'll check. I'll check once I pause that there's no extra water or bleed through on the back, but it is a lot easier to control it than with the paintbrush, I find. Yep, and that one's already been done. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it actually quickly. I'm just going to do the little black areas on the back side with our black Uniball Signo gel pen. Then I'm just going to pause it quickly and work out where I want to go to with the next flower, whether it's still continuing down this side or whether it's more up this way kind of thing. So I'm just going to pause there for a minute, and I'm not going to do the black gel pen there for now, but yeah, I've just basically done two little sections down the side here, and yeah, I'm going to pause and work out what I want to do next or where I want to do it next, and yeah, I will be back in a minute. So hey everyone, so I've decided that for now I'm going to leave it with that one flower because I can't make up my mind as to the exact colour that I want to do next. I'm considering this one here and one up here, but I can't actually decide right now, so I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it for a little bit and think about it and go on to another video for now, and once I've decided, then I can come back and I can start that next time, but I need some time to sort of sit and think about, because I'm using these same colours repeatedly through it, I want to have a chance to sit and think and decide where certain colours might go, where they might not go, all of that sort of thing. So I'm going to leave it there for now. I really hope you've enjoyed this part. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you next time. Bye.